Who let the hogs out? By the looks of the newest cards in Clash Royale, it looks like the Hog Rider has lost his hog, and they came back with helmets and the noble title of the Royal Hog. So where did the Hog Rider go, and how did the hogs get the noble title of royalty? Here is my explanation of these unexplained events in the story of how the Hog Rider lost his hog. Not too long ago, in fact very recently, there was a bit of an incident in the Clash Royale arena. So let's start back at the beginning to explain what exactly happened. At first, it was just another regular day in the arena. Armies were fighting against each other all out in all of the arenas, clans were battling each other out in the Clan War Island, and people were teaming up with each other in the 2 vs 2 mode. It was a regular day, and naturally in all of the game modes, the Hog Rider was having an incredibly busy day, being one of the all-time favorite troops in almost all game modes. Together, the Hog and the Hog Rider were an extremely powerful force that was really hard to stop. However, on that day, the Hog Rider was just finishing up an extremely tough battle where he was being played in a Hog Rider cycle deck, so he got a ton of action to say the least. In fact, being a Hog cycle deck, he was pretty much the sole reason that they won that battle. Anyway, after the battle, when the Hog Rider was walking back to take a bubble bath, one of the Clash Royale kings stopped the Hog Rider. He stood in front of them and sort of told them that he wanted to talk to the Hog. The rider responded for the Hog by telling the king that the Hog couldn't actually speak, but the king didn't seem to care and ushered the rider away. The rider and the Hog looked a little bit upset by this, but they weren't going to be questioning the king of the arena, so the rider decided to go for a bit of a walk. He decided to walk until he finally came across a barbarian and a wizard sitting on the beach. He decided to just take a seat next to them and talk until the king was done talking to his mute Hog. Anyway, back to the king and the Hog. The king asked the Hog to follow him. He took them to the VIP seats in the Clash Royale arena, reserved strictly for the royal troops and the kings. That meant that usually only the kings, the princess, the prince, the dark prince, the royal giant, and the royal ghost. However, today seemed to be an exception as it was the first time they allowed a non-royalty into the VIP section. Especially that it wasn't even a troop, it was just an animal. Once they got in, the king sat down and got ready to watch the next match. He told the Hog to come here and watch this. When the Hog went over and stared out at the arena, he noticed a battle commencing. From his experience in the arena, he noticed that one side was playing a log bait deck and the other side was playing a P.E.K.K.A. double prince deck. He watched as the battle unfolded, and then about a minute into the match, a prince was played at the very back of one of the king's towers. To this, the king said to the Hog, "Watch this. See how long it takes for that pony to pick up speed?" And the Hog watched and realized that the king was right. It was taking the horse a while to pick up speed. And then a few seconds later, a dark prince was played, and once again the Hog was asked to watch. And once again, he noticed just how long it was taking for the prince's and the dark prince's horses to gain any speed. The king turned toward the Hog and told him, "Do you see what I'm seeing? How pathetic these little ponies are. They don't complement my prince's powers quite effectively. They aren't strong or fast enough to support the might of the princes. And that's why I brought you here today. I've been watching your battles recently, and you, my friend, are by far the strongest and fastest animal in the arena. Not to mention you are able to jump over the river, whereas the horses cannot. So you will be pleased to hear that I will be adopting you and taking you out of the Hog Rider's hands." The Hog was definitely not in favor of this, and he knew that the rider would not be either, especially considering that they had created such a special bond with each other, where they would give each other baths and build things together. But since it was the king that was telling him this, he really didn't have a choice. And obviously the rider was just as displeased to hear all of this, especially since without his Hog he was pretty much useless. He was just a crappier version of the barbarian, since he wasn't as strong and didn't even wield a sword. Lucky enough for the rider though, he was able to just go and pick up a new Hog at the Hog Rider auto lot. Anyway, back to the Hog and the king. Right after the king swore the Hog in, giving him the royal status, they immediately went to the training camp arena where they began to test out the Hog with the princes. The Hog was given a brand new helmet to represent his status as royal and also to match the prince's armor. Together they tried really hard and practiced for a long time, but after all that time, things just didn't seem to work out. The Hog and the princes just didn't share the same bond as the Hog Rider did. Not to mention that the prince's armor weighed a lot more, so the Hog couldn't even run as fast anyways. They decided to take the rest of the day off and try again tomorrow, but the next day had the same results, and same with the day after that. Then on one of the last days, the Hog Rider tried to jump over the river in the middle of the arena, except the prince on his back was super unused to this and he ended up falling off. And in the heat of the moment, the Hog didn't feel the prince fall off his back and he continued to charge towards the tower all by himself. The Hog did a considerable amount of damage on his own and the king seemed decently impressed. So after the day had finished, the king suggested that the whole prince riding the Hog thing just wasn't going to work out. So they decided to give up and the princes went back to their regular horses, and the Hog was left on his own. However, this time, the king wanted to give the royal hog a try on his own, without a rider, and sure enough, he did quite well. And after using the clone spell on them a few times, the king was able to create a mini horde of the royal hogs that could swarm the tower together. The king and the royal hog seemed pretty happy with their new setup, and not to mention, even if he wanted to, he couldn't go back to his original rider since he had already picked up a new hog. So a few days later, after a lot more practice and a lot more time spent in the training arena, the king felt comfortable enough to reveal to the rest of the Clash Royale universe his brand new troops. Welcome, the Royal Hogs. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the Hog Rider or the Royal Hog story. Usually I don't do these types of videos, but in this certain case, I made it a lot further into this challenge than I actually expected. Right now I'm sitting at 10 and 2, and like I said, I don't normally make it this far, so I wanted to go ahead and make a live video of me hopefully getting the 12 wins. Either you guys will get to see me get it live, or you'll see me fail absolutely miserably. Hopefully we can get at least one win. That is like the bare minimum I'm shooting for. But anyways, like I said, I don't usually do these videos. It seemed like a special occasion for me, so I wanted to go ahead and do it. And also, I need to start getting these videos, or this video at least, over like 10 minutes long, just because next year I am actually going to university, for those of you who don't know, and I gotta say, those fees are hefty. So I really do need to start making a lot more money to actually be able to pay for school next year. So anyways, this is just a small way. Like, if you guys want to watch these live battles, like, go for it. It would really help me out a ton anyways. And if you guys don't want to, you guys can always like click off the video whenever you guys want. The story is done, which is probably what most of you guys clicked on the video for. But anyways, for those of you who do want to stick around and help support me through this, especially trying to get these 12 wins here, because I really do want to get this big 12 win reward, because I believe it is the same as one of those grand challenges. The snowball thing wasn't going to be able to take out that tower, so I decided to use it on defense, but the arrows are going to be able to finish off the tower, and that is 11 wins right there. My god, my palms are so sweaty right now. Alright, so we got the win, we got tons of gold, a lot more cards here in our prize, so this is going to be the 11th one, and this is, if we win this, we're going to get 100 of those hogs, so let's really bear down here. I'm just going to quickly take a sip of water because I want to make sure I actually win this. Alright, so I got my water here. Let's go ahead, hop into that last battle, and hopefully we can get the 12 wins here. Alright, so without a doubt, we're going to choose the P.E.K.K.A. That's a hard counter to the giant skeleton. Do we want the snowball or do we want the goblins? I think at this point, since we don't know what else we have, we're going to choose the goblins. Night Witch, 100%. Alright, rocket or poison? I honestly don't know which one's better in this case. Let's go poison. Just because I think the poison would be a good counter for my Night Witch, so I don't want him having that. Alright, here. Last battle. Number 12. Can we get this? Alright, I don't know what to start off with. I hate wasting elixir, so I'm just going to go ahead and play that bomber in the back and try and wait to see what he does. I'm going to save my P.E.K.K.A. for once he plays whatever the heck he's going to play. Alright, Royal Ghost, so he's going to take out my bomber, so I'm going to go ahead and play my Night Witch in front just to like tank a hit, just so my bomber can actually do a bit of damage. I'm going to play an early poison spell here. It might come back to bite me, but I just want to take out those archers ASAP. And looks like we are going to get a few hits on his tower. The bomber actually does a ton of damage. And anyways, alright, he's got an ice wizard, so we can use our knight to counter that once that shows up. Actually, we can use our P.E.K.K.A. here. I'm going to play it in the back though, actually, just so I can take out the ice wizard first. Or actually, he played a mini P.E.K.K.A. first, so I'm not actually going to be able to get it. Yikes. Okay, that was unexpected. Looks like my P.E.K.K.A. is going to be completely distracted the entire time. Good news is though, we're not going to take any damage. The giant skeleton's bomb is out of range of our tower, so that was actually a decent defense. Didn't go to plan. I wanted my P.E.K.K.A. to take out that ice wizard, but he kind of like straight off and hit the goblin gang instead. Anyways, looks like we are in a pretty decent spot actually. I would rush with these, but I know he has a ton of elixir left now. So let's go ahead and play our knight. That'll be a good counter for that royal ghost once he gets close enough. And then I can support it with my spear goblins if I want to. Alright, he's gonna use a rocket there, which is, I don't know, debatable move in my opinion, but let's go ahead, quickly rush with these royal hogs. We have our spear goblins to back those up. I know he does have that snowball still, so I gotta, shoot, okay. Poison was slightly off of that ice wizard, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're gonna do a ton of damage to his tower there. That might go down. Yep, looks like it is, and then I will have my bomber to counter whatever else he has to throw at me. Hopefully the bomber will be able to finish off that mini P.E.K.K.A. and then move on to that ice wizard. So far so good. Alright, we are up by one tower here. Let's go ahead, yeah, let's go ahead and play that P.E.K.K.A. And then we'll play the goblins on top of the archers. We are going to take a lot of damage from that death bomb here, but we did counter his push, so I guess that's a plus. Let's go ahead and rush with the Royal Hogs one more time. Forget what I used to counter these last time. Alright, Royal Ghost, so we'll go ahead throw in our Spear Goblins there. Alright, we gotta defend this mini P.E.K.K.A. Archer push. Alright, so we got the Bomber, the Knight, those are gonna be just enough to take those out. Bomber is barely gonna survive that, and then looks like the Royal Ghost is gonna be coming after us. I'm just gonna take a bit of damage here because it's inevitable here since he is like invisible. So, all right, that's gonna go down. Okay, Royal Ghost. I hate that invisibility thing. It's actually so tough to deal with. But anyways, looks like we are defending pretty well. We just need to hold off for 10 more seconds. Got incoming mini P.E.K.K.A. And looks like that is gonna be pretty much game. This has been the first time in so long that I've actually been able to get 12 wins, especially live on camera, because usually when I play live, I end up playing so much worse. I probably didn't play my best here, but you know what, it was good enough, so I'm happy with that. So we are going to get 100 of these Royal Hogs. I'm not sure if I'm even going to upgrade them, but we're also going to get 11,000 gold, 550 cards, and let's go ahead and open up this chest and see what we get. So 11,000 gold, 3 bomb towers, whoop-de-doo, royal giants, rockets, don't really use those. Arrows, obviously, haven't upgraded any of these, so I don't really use those. Mortars, knights, alright, I've already got that max, so I'm just going to get some extra gold from that. Mega minion, and then unfortunately no legendary cards, but anyways, not a bad chest, and I am very happy that I ended up getting those 12 wins. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.